Hey guys, it's been a minute since I've filmed anything. Just thought I would take a few moments to share a few little things that have crossed my brain lately. Um, I know for many people, they are highly aware and definitely in the know about the fact that we reside in a world that deep down is just quite unsavory, it's unsettling, and it's terrible, but we are forced to function and appear as if it is not. And we're more or less pigeonholed into dismissing logic and having this toxic level of avoidance that has made the world a place that can't be real about what we perceive and how we feel without a weird degree of scrutiny and misunderstanding. It's encouraged that anything weird, strange, or heavy be avoided completely, and that we never really address the multiple elephants in the room. There's quite a few things standing out to me in my environment and just with the state of the world and people itself that show me that, yeah, this is not normal. We're definitely dealing with a society that has been altered and manipulated and has been guided into doing a lot of wrong without it ever being a stated thing. And it's alarming to see how easily people can get away with doing certain things or having a double life. It's astounding how it seemingly doesn't affect them emotionally. It's a disturbing trend. The lack of emotion and sentience is quite palpable. It's something that I myself have been perceiving for many years. It's definitely not a new trend, but it's getting alarming because the more and more as time progresses and the system of life still continues on without any type of backlash against it, it's just stealing more and more of our human rights. And it's wearing us down to the point where our will to fight it is always combated through some form or another, whether it be our past, perhaps they're just toying with our levels of motivation, subduing us, placating our receptors, that sort of thing. Or perhaps it's a fear tactic. Fear is always going to be at the root of it all. Fear is what keeps everything held back. Fear is what stops progress, and fear is what kills our ambition. So I think ultimately, many of our environments, if you're a sentient person who have high intelligence, they are purposefully contained to keep things flowing naturally. But repressed anger and disillusionment will manifest, and there are going to be ways that we can tell that there's acute damage, but it's almost always censored. There's going to be rampant false flags and cover-ups to distract us and make sure that we don't know the exact truth. Because the exact truth was going to be weird, disturbing, and crazy, and make us never, it'll never sit well with us. But one day I think we are going to come to our senses a bit more and realize just how warped and damaged the world is becoming. And I think a hollow, disenchanting foreshadowing of the future is the fact that many of us won't have rights, we won't have peace or joy, and the only cure is spiritual enlightenment and awareness that can't simply be indulged for no reason whatsoever. Simply because those in control, the powers that be, they don't want you to have anything too fascinating to enthrall you, to keep you going. They want you in that base level matrix, only believing in what you can see and only doing things conventionally. There's a standard convention, there's a standard doctrine. They want you to accept that. Their doctrine is unchanging. It will never go back or forth. It'll just be one static thing forever. And that's pretty much the nature of this type of influencing. This reptilian influence is a way to call it. It's just designed to drone things out, make them more convoluted, and never be better. Just different and more convoluted and more anxiety-inducing. There's never going to be a soulful flare of inspiration coming from this type of influencing. It's all designed to drone us out and make us feel as if we're a number and not a person. But anywho, what the world truly is and how people feel, it's almost never expressed for many reasons. Simply because our need to uphold and function and play along with people is always there. We're always in a world that's showing us different than what we know it to be. And it's a cognitive dissonance that takes a while to get used to, and a duality that will always be a theme within our lives as sentient people. But what our environment and the surface is showing us is that the remote manipulation and the invasive nature of this type of interference, it will always result in manipulation of every degree. And it's quite honestly, the disbelief would be a factor too, just the sheer absurdity of this is all happening. Yeah, and it's hard to say it without sounding crazy, but that is the truth of the matter. But anyway, with so many injustices that have occurred for so long unanswered for, it is surely going to be a strange thing to switch direction and break character and acknowledge that this whole thing has been happening in the background, underobserved. But the false reality bubble is going to pop at some point, and we're all would be doing better for planning for that day when we are able to actually confront what's beneath the surface and confront the ugly truth that, yeah, the world got manipulated, the world's been in a trance, the world's been guided into the wrong thing, and many people are just simply not people when it comes to their emotions and their ability to reason, think, and speak. It has all been altered and modified, and it's quite clear that there's cultural engineers in the background choosing what you say, who you talk to, what you do, even your interests and likes. Like they're just trying to get into everything and change it for no reason, simply to play God, because that is, that's their purpose on this planet, is to control, manipulate, violate, and to prevent anything good from happening. So hopefully there can be a happy accident, or maybe like an act of God, a fluke in this glitch-filled matrix that keeps us going. That's all we can ever hope for, I'm sure. But anyway, love you guys. Peace.